it's Philando Spark of the Self from the Astrological Energy Forecast. This will be for the week of September 1st to the 7th of 2025. Thank you for clicking onto my video. If you are a returning member, subscriber, or viewer, welcome back, Soul Family. It's good to see you guys again. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, subscribe, super thanks, and donations. I truly appreciate them all. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. It's good to see a new face here. Please keep in mind I do pull oracle cards, which is going to mean that these are general oracle card readings that I do for the overall energy of the week. They are not going to resonate with everyone, so please take what resonates with you in your particular situation and leave the rest. Please don't try to make the story fit if it doesn't fit. If it's not resonating with you, it just means I'm not picking up on your energy, which is perfectly okay. Now, in the areas of legal, law, finance, health, mental health, please know that I'm not an expert in those areas, nor do I claim to be. And if I mention them at all, it is either what my intuition is picking up on, or it's literally on the cards themselves. However, if it truly resonates for you, I highly encourage you to speak to those experts in those areas of expertise. I am also the author, V. Ulrich, of both fairy tales in my hand here, The Princess and Her Inner Voice, which is a fairy tale written for children, as well as The Dark High Priest and the Prophet of the Unseen, which is a fairy tale written for adults. Both of these fairy tales were in the bard format, which means that they rhyme, so think like the content of Grimm's fairy tales in the format of Dr. Seuss. They are written and illustrated in such a way to heal and appeal to your inner child as you read them. They're short, they're sweet, and they inspire hope, and they make you feel good as you read them. The audiobooks have been released and are attached to this video for your convenience. However, if you feel so inclined to purchase the physical copies, thank you. You can find them online at retailers such as Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble, to name a few. The Princess and Her Inner Voice is second edition print, which means that my autographed first edition, as well as my product, can be found on my website, which is www.aspiraltotheself.com. All the information will be in the description box below for your convenience, as well as all my social media platforms and pages, so you don't get scammed by people or pages pretending to be me. As always, I begin each reading and forecast with a prayer. I call upon God, Banja, Great Goddess 123, Lu, the Archangels, my ancestors, and the seen unseen. Please only allow this reading and forecast what I call upon, which is high vibrational energy and frequency. If you know low vibrational entities, things, and energy try to come through or try to ask, project, open a portal, remote, view, be monitoring spirit, in the past, present, or in the future, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to center hundredfold, which you give me full consent to intervene and to intercede on my behalf, whichever deem fit. Please allow me to see, we want the collective to know, and provide clear, concise messages. If any try to abuse technology in any kind of way in the past, present, or in the future by trying to screenshot, ask, project, open a portal, remote, view, be monitoring spirit, ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to center hundredfold, which I give you full consent to hold them accountable and bring them to justice in your way. Please protect me, this channel, the video, and the viewers as I deliver this divinely guided message. Any curses, sex, evil eye, black magic, witchcraft bindings, let them be blocked, binded, and blinded, and immediately return to sender a hundredfold. The sender's mask ripped off, they'll be able to hide all their lies, deceit, and ill intentions become exposed and publicly known. Okay, my lovely and beautiful collective. So there's a lot of heavy hitters this week as far as astrological events. We have a meteor shower peak day. We have a couple planets shifting zodiac signs, and then we have another planet that's going to go into retrograde along with an eclipse. We have a total lunar eclipse that is this Sunday, so September 7th of 2025. But remember, eclipse energies are 3 months before, 3 months after, 3 weeks before, 3 weeks after, and then week of. So it's definitely a very high energy time at this time. You could be feeling sluggish. You could be feeling like, a little sore, maybe getting a little headachy, sniffly. Maybe having very vivid dreams at this time. I'd encourage you to get you a dream journal so you can write them down to discover patterns and what is that your intuition, your subconscious is trying to relay to you, okay? Definitely an important time right now, but also I can't stress enough to prioritize self-care, to definitely make sure that you spend at least an hour a day meditating, or just having you time, okay? And do something high vibrational like walking, listen to meditative music, grounding yourself, something like that. We're going to go into the retrogrades. Retrogrades essentially means that the planet goes backwards in its motion, and we have quite a few. So we have Pallas retrograde, which will be in retrograde till October 4th. This is where we're questioning established ways of thinking and working for humanitarian causes. We have Pluto retrograde, which will be in retrograde till October 13th. This is where we're challenging the status quo. There's power dynamics, there's societal shifts, and we're purging old belief systems that no longer serve us. We have Ceres retrograde, which will be in retrograde until November 21st. This is where we're examining relationships, healing wounds, and practicing self-care. Saturn retrograde, which will be in retrograde until November 27th. We're reevaluating past decisions. We're going through an inner restructuring, so changing the way that we think, changing our mental state and thought patterns. Also going through some spiritual growth, some delays we need to persevere through. But also with it going back into the sign of Pisces, we are essentially going through some kind of subconscious emotional healing and shattering any kind of illusions. We have Neptune retrograde, which will be in retrograde until December 11th. This is where we're having an energetic shift from the group to on ourselves, so essentially establishing sovereignty. We have Chiron retrograde, which will be in retrograde until January 1st of 2026. This is where we're healing a very, very specific wound that is holding us back, that's keeping us from our blessings. We need to transmute this into a blessing. So there's a very, very specific wound that if you heal it, you get the blessing. You just got to heal it, and you need to heal it so that way you can move forward. But finally, last but not least, we have Uranus retrograde, which starts this week. That will last until February 3rd of 2026. Now, Uranus retrograde will change zodiac signs in between being in retrograde. So it's in Gemini and goes into Taurus. So it'll go back into Taurus, where essentially you're shattering anything and everything that's stopping you from being your full authentic self. It's also a time of trusting your inner guidance, reconnecting with your intuition, and blocking any kind of old patterns from resurfacing. Now, before we get into the weekly energy, I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Linda Likes Tarot. She has released her merch for her channel. So her merch is things like her most common sayings and phrases that she does during her collective tarot reading. She's a high vibrational, multi-talented, multifaceted boss bee, on the tarot community here on YouTube. And I love to give her a shout out, as well as, display her merch. She's got different kinds of t-shirts, cell phone cases, water bottles, mugs, hats, aprons, stickers, like whatever. And she's got some very cute sayings that are part of the high vibrational crowd. Some of the things that she says is hot diggity dang, or a gaggle of bitches, a herd of hoes. No weirdo formed against me shall prosper. And this one that I have on, it says, I am not your mama, I'm not your daddy, I'm your reader, which simply means that, like, I just relayed the message to you. I can't tell you what to do. You are a big girl, you're a big boy, and you can make your own decisions, right? And on the back of the shirt, it says, major arcana energy only. Don't be asking me about your ex. So very, very cute. If you're interested in purchasing some of her merch, or, showing her some love on YouTube or Instagram, all of those links will be in the description box for you. I'm getting into the weekly energy. So we're going to be focusing on facts all week and trusting our intuition that will help us to overcome any kind of obstacles to being a free spirit with that boundless enthusiasm. So what kind of facts is the collective focusing on, Spirit? What kind of facts will the collective be focusing on when it comes to trusting their inner guidance? What kind of facts are the collective focusing on? What kind of facts are the collective focusing on? When it comes to any kind of new supportive connections for you to have this freedom. Again, there's a heavy Sagittarius energy as well. So freedom here, getting out of that self-imposed cage, getting out of those restricting thoughts and belief patterns and patterns themselves. When it comes to new supportive connections, so meeting new people, your vibe attracts your tribe. So you could be in alignment to being with a high vibrational soul tribe. And you just need to trust your intuition, essentially use your discernment when it comes to any kind of new people. So that way you can be that free spirit that you are. You can be your most authentic self, which is that whole Uranus energy, being your most authentic self, breaking free of anything that's keeping you from being you, and just being able to find that joy in the everyday life. There will be an appointment with power where your consciousness and its capacity will be tested through some kind of form of a struggle. Okay, you're going to have to reevaluate long-held beliefs, focusing on the facts and shattering any illusions as you listen to your intuition to revolutionize your life. You will gain energy through the struggle to shift your perspective onto yourself, so that way you can be this free spirit with that joy for life that we just mentioned. What kind of long-held beliefs, Spirit? What kind of long-held beliefs is the collective having to reevaluate? What kind of long-held beliefs is the collective having to reevaluate? When it comes to some kind of silent understanding or finding the hidden knowledge provided to you by your Akashic records about any kind of loss and lack mentality, like that's giving a misaligned and malfunctioned root chakra, where you feel like you'll never have enough love, you'll never have enough money, like you have to live in that fear base, like I have to do this now, like like getting in relationships for stability, or, you know, like what happens when people go to like the supermarket anytime there's any kind of natural disaster, like they buy anything and everything, it's more than what they need, but they just buy it all because they fear that they'll never get to eat again or something like that. It's like you're getting some kind of silent understanding about any kind of fear or loss or lack, some kind of victim mentality that you may have, and changing that so that way you can essentially get out of that cage. Again, like that card that came up, it's like you're getting out of some kind of cage here, you're being freed. And the number 4 was on that card, which can signify your 4th house, which is your family, your home. So you could have some kind of family issues or wounds that you're needing to heal this time, or some kind of thought patterns that were taught to you that don't align with you anymore and are actually holding you back. They're preventing you from having joy. So getting rid of those is essentially how you get your freedom, how you have that boundless joy for life. Now getting into the daily energy. September 1st, Saturn goes into the sign of Pisces, moon's in Capricorn, which is the detriment sign for the moon, and then we have our rigid meteor shower peak day. So Saturn goes into Pisces until February 13th of 2026. This is where karmic lessons to bring subconscious healing, shattering illusions, and reconnecting with your intuition and emotional boundaries. There is a disharmonious energy of pursuing your ambitions or taking lead, as there's some way for you to go right now to have your skills polished. So you're just not ready yet. You're still skill collecting. That seems to be a theme this week, is that like you're not at the finish line yet. You're still skill collecting, and it'll all come out in a beautiful way in divine right time. But you're here to learn right now, and learning always comes with failure. You're not going to get it right every time. So it's like you're polishing your skills here. So you need to release any kind of painful experiences. Forgive, forgiveness is a state of mind. It does not mean reconnection, so that you can move forward. Because remember, meteor shower peak days are lucky. It's a lucky day for fast action with bold insights to bring you success, to find a easier and quicker way to do things. September 2nd, Mercury goes into Virgo until September 18th. This is where you're focusing on facts and service, analysis, and being detail oriented. September 3rd, Mercury squares Uranus. You'll be put in contact with your past, where you'll need to focus on the facts and break free from old ways of thinking in order to gain and retain your independence. September 4th, Jupiter trines North Node, Moon goes in the sign of Aquarius, and Mars squares Jupiter. You need to listen to your intuition to help overcome any obstacles of having deep bonds within the home. So nurturing yourself, but nurturing other people as well. Don't discount or discredit any kind of guidance that you receive today. Like it's, came from an elder, or it's old or something like that. There's something very significant that you're being provided with some kind of guidance today, and it's to stop you from making some kind of mistake. So don't discount any kind of guidance, like, passing judgment on things. You're in a new period of emotional growth, of not reacting to conflict, which will put you further into alignment with your purpose. That's a big theme as well, like cosmically, is like we're learning to handle conflict with grace, to withdraw, and to not really participate or put our attention and energy into it. Then September 5th is Uranus retrograde. So I already went over what Uranus retrograde will be. However, this is also a day of letting go of the perfectionist attitude, as you're still connecting and collecting the skills that you need for your purpose. So again, like, enjoy the experience and get your pot of gold at the end, right? September 6th, Moon goes in the sign of Pisces, North Node trines Lilith. Pay attention to your dreams. Very specifically this day, as your intuition will be very, very heightened. Again, we have a total lunar eclipse the next day, so most definitely pay attention to your intuition. It's going to be giving you some kind of long sight and clear vision of some kind of good karma, good fortune, or good luck that's going to be coming your way. All three, hopefully, the trifecta. You're in a new period of aligning with your purpose through healing relationships without conforming. So you're going to get some kind of insight of what's going to come to you after this eclipse season. So knowing what's coming forward to you. So there's going to be something really, really good here. So FYI on that. And I do have a reading that will be for the total lunar eclipse that will air on Monday if you're wanting to see what exactly this eclipse season is going to bring you. Then last but not least, we have September 7th. That's the total lunar eclipse and full moon in Pisces. This is the third eclipse between the dates of 2024 to 2027 that will be in the Virgo and Pisces axis, okay? Your the sign of Virgo is your 6th house. It rules over your routines, your health, your plans. And then you have Pisces, which rules over your 12th house, which is like your subconscious mind, hidden truths, things that are just hidden, period. You know, past life enemies or hidden enemies. Also like your intuition, secrets, okay? So on this eclipse, it will highlight your intuition, your compassion, as well as bringing hidden truths to your subconscious to dissolve any kind of illusions. It's a time of deep emotional endings and spiritual release. Eclipses also are endings and fated events. So again, if this is the 3rd, there's something significant that's being eclipsed out of your life in between the years of 2024 and 2027. So think of what you have dealt with in 2024. You may have distanced yourself from, like cut people off, and then ever since then they're getting further and further and further removed from your life, remove your energy. Like say if these are the people that are doing like the woo-woo and things in the background, they're getting that karma, and some of them will not make it past this eclipse season because they haven't learned their lesson. They are not remorseful, but most importantly, they haven't learned the lesson. It's like these are the people that will go and beg and cry to God, like, I'm so sorry, just make the karma stop, right? But then they'll go and play, you know, practitioner with their candles and shit, like, the next day. So they haven't learned, you know, even when it's happening to them, like, they're living the life they wish for you, they still haven't learned, right? So it's like, eclipse season, unfortunately, there's going to be deaths. There's going to be a lot of fated events that happens to people. Like we're talking like major accidents, like car accidents that leads to impairment, people just like dying in their sleep, which would be a merciful way to go. You know, I mean, there's worse ways to go than that. You know, people getting really, really sick and not being cured, people losing their finances and being ostracized. Again, it's a fated event. Things that were hidden are coming to the light, which means, oh, these people's and everyone else's like skeletons in their closet, their dirty, dirty secrets are going to be coming out. And it's to essentially purge the collective of this energy so that way they can move forward again to the 5D, the higher consciousness, the higher vibration. So it just has to come out. And for most of you, it's going to be justice. So what also you need to be aware of is we know people from the past who are in that desperate like energy because they know what's coming for them, or they have an idea at least, and that's enough to scare them. They want to come back because they want the protection of your energy. It's not even that they want protection, it's that they want to keep doing it. They still think that they can win. They just need to get back in your energy one more time to finish what it is that they did, that they've been working on for a long time. Again, so they haven't learned. So just leave these people where they're at. Like, let them stay in their low vibrational mess they created. Again, forgive with your heart so that way you don't hold on to it or things like that. But, like, leave them where they're at. Like, no response is the best response. Distance yourself. Like, don't pay these people any mind. They're grown adults. I'm not your mama. I'm not your daddy. Like, I am not here to tell you what to do. You know, you're a grown man, you're a grown-ass woman, like you can make your own decisions, which means you can face the consequences of said decisions. You've gotten a plethora of warnings from your ancestors, your spiritual team, other people, other readers, you know, the divine, you know, you've gotten so many messages. There's been plenty of nights that you woke up in a sweat, horrified at what you were told. You still kept going though. And then you see in it, you know, that pressure being applied to your life as you get those messages, you still keep doing it. So leave them where they're at. Leave them where they're at. They keep doing it. They keep choosing this life. They keep choosing this path. So let them go where that path leads, which is nowhere. Suffering, torment, pain. Let them go, right? This is also a time for you not to concentrate so narrowly on one or two aspects, and you need to look at what all is available to you on this day. So as you could probably guess it, the chakra that coincides with this week is your third eye chakra. Okay, this is how we are able to record, obtain, send pictures, symbols, colors, images that represents our reality. It's linked to your pituitary gland, which controls your hormones and endocrine functions. It works with your sacral chakra to enable manifesting when stimulated by an emotional desire, which again, that works that Chiron energy, which is, you know, healing some kind of wound. You know, if you take some emotions, you do things like art, or you sing, or you dance, or something like that. You put some kind of action and a feeling behind it with your full mind, your full attention, your full focus on it. That's how you transmute things. So, like, you can most definitely do that. But your sacral chakra also, you know, holds your inner child. It holds your creativity, your sexuality, your self-worth. So pairing those together, that's how you get that. Like your inner child's gonna speak creatively to you to where you understand things. Like the messages, again, why you should get a dream journal. Because like say your inner child, when it's trying to relay a message to you, will give you pictures, will give you people that you have seen in your life before to represent who they're trying to give you messages about. An example that I've heard from a child is so say like someone's trying to do witchcraft to steal an ancestral inheritance. This child had a dream that Count Olaf put her and her siblings in a cage. If you know anything about the story, Count Olaf is somebody who tries to steal an inheritance from children by trying to like kill them or do weird things to them, right? So she knew what was going on, and her intuition told her what was coming based off of things that she knows. So it'll get very, very creative. It provides the potential life paths and choices based on your self-image and your deserving beliefs. Again, knowing your self-worth. If your internal programs are loving and positive, it will provide you with options for a life-enhancing future. However, if it's very, very negative, it'll provide you with options that makes you self-sabotage. We have the yang function of this chakra is the ability to see and reach the future and providing the strategy. The yin function is of self and our image of and perception. The soul communicates the desires for the future and what needs change in order to reach it. If this chakra is at a misalignment or malfunction, it can create brain tumors, hemorrhage, stroke, neurological disturbances, blindness, deafness, full spine difficulties, seizures, learning disabilities. So something that you need to know, so say if your third eye is at a misalignment or malfunction, one of the ways that you can heal that is through listening to frequencies. The frequency is 852 hertz, is the third eye. It's also part of the mix that's playing in the background. So the background of my video is 741 hertz, has 963 hertz, 144 hertz, and 852 hertz. So you have the crown, the third eye, the throat, as well as the high vibrational frequency, which connects you to your intuition. So I have a playlist I'll attach at the very end of this video that has all of those frequencies in it and separately, so like individually and separately, you can find them on that playlist. So check that out if that's something you're interested in. It also has like a plethora of other things there for you to check out. Thank you for watching. If you liked my vibe in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely helps out the channel. Please stay tuned for a brief little snippet of the Dark High Priestess and the Process of the Queen and Scene.